Bob, Florida, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Good. Hey, you tend to bash transportation and infrastructure spending, and your last comment about vehicle miles traveled being a penalty is not true. Either you're going to fund infrastructure with a gas tax, which needs to be increased or made current with the inflation that has gone on, or you're going to charge a vehicle miles traveled.
So what about wait. Okay, Bob, explain to me that concept of a toll plaza then.
Well, it's a user fee as well.
So we have a user fee at the pump, a user fee on the road, a user fee on our income taxes, and how many user fees should we infrastructure?
If you're on a Florida turnpike, if you're getting from point A to point B with limited exits, limited on-ramps, off-ramps, you are paying for that expeditious access to and from point A to point B.
Okay, so that's what I pay tolls for.
User fee to use that turnpike.
That's what I pay tolls for.
Exactly, that's what the tolls for.
Now justify the gas tax and the fact that my income taxes also go to build roads and bridges and airports and bus terminals and all this other stuff.
Okay, not every road you drive on has a toll on it, does it?
So basically, it's an everything is of the above approach to infrastructure spending.
How else do you pay for infrastructure?
Well, you got income taxes, you got gas taxes, you got tolls and mileage. How are you not at that point?
If vehicles are becoming more efficient.
Oh, so in other words, no, Bob, I've already listened to you. In other words, I'm 100% right. This isn't about the government sending price signals to change our behavior. Because if our behavior changes, then they should strip away those taxes, right?
No, I agree with you. It has nothing to do with changing behavior.
Okay, so it's a big lie. So it's a big lie.
You're going to require that vehicles become more fuel efficient.
No, so it's a big lie then. If the president is telling us, and Democrats and progressives are telling us, that we need to tax energy source A to make people purchase energy source B, but when people start purchasing energy source B, we don't lose the taxes from energy source A. So it was a punishment to change behavior, but we don't get the good side of it, which is lower costs in the end. That's really free market, sir. Thank you very much for the call, and good job breaking the argument. Try again. 1-866-95-PATRIOT. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. This is how the free market works, according to these people. Here's industry A. Here is industry B. Industry A has been declared bad by government, led by progressives and bureaucrats. Industry B has been declared good by the government, progressives, and bureaucrats. So the government is going to use, quote unquote, price signals through taxation to drive the consumer from A to B, while calling that a free market. When the consumer leaves A for B, the government doesn't alleviate the tax burden. They call it something else. They find other places. So there is no savings from going from A to B. Not only is it not the free market, it's also a lie. You're not going to save any money from going from A to B. And oh, by the way, when you get to B, they're going to tell you that B is bad. Case in point, ethanol. Wasn't ethanol supposed to be the biofuel of the future? Now ethanol's bad. Why? Because it's apparently affecting the food prices. So now ethanol's bad. What's going to be the next bad thing? Oh, by the way, did you see that environmental groups are suing in California to stop solar energy plants? So solar energy's bad. So what is good? Let's see.